Hey, hey, hey. Ooh, Shayla looking crazy. What's up, y'all? Oh, you know, I can't even hear them. Hey, Nasira. Hey, everybody. Hey, ST. Hey, Veronica. Diamantine. Why are you in this video? Because I don't feel like your shenanigans. Hey, sis. What's up? Shout out to Be the Change You Want to See. Founder of what? Hood to Hollywood. What's up, boo? What's up, y'all? So y'all already know who it is. It is your favorite Philly girl. That's right. And where I'm at, WCMD Radio. You already know. You already know. So I'm not sure if anyone, I haven't really been on social media too much since Ramadan started. But I did post a flyer up. Hopefully everybody can hear me, see me. Y'all see me? See my banner in the background? Shout out to Celebrations by Jacqueline. So tonight's show is when it's time to let go. What can I say about this topic? Hey Taya, Mimi, Danielle. When it's time to let go, I think sometimes it's hard letting go of situations. I actually put this topic up on my page, and I had asked everybody, like, you know, why is it so hard to let go of something? And it don't even have to be like a guy or a relationship or something like that. It could be a friendship. It could be so many things. Yes, I swear this is the type I need to hear. Girl, don't we all? Let's talk about it. What would you say is the reason why you become complacent and you are unable to let go of a situation? Whether that's a job, knowing that that job is not benefiting you in no form or fashion. What I'll say though, since I've gotten older, I've decided that wasting time in frivolous situations and relationships and friendships just aren't for me anymore. I just recently let a friendship go that I was in for over 10 years. And it hurt to let the person go. But I had come to the conclusion that being in a friendship should not be toxic. Like, it shouldn't be a situation where you feel like, you know, it's something dragging you down, holding you down, like a weight. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be honest, since I let that friendship go, like, I feel like a weight has been lifted off of my shoulders. I don't feel like anything should require that much of your energy. Like, it really shouldn't. Especially when it's draining you of your sanity and you can't really figure out why is things so complicated with you and another person. Like, friendship shouldn't be that hard, whether it's a relationship or not. Don't get me wrong. When you're with someone and you're dedicated to them, then yeah, it is going to require some work and some substance. But at the same time, I don't feel like it should be in a negative way. Everything that you do should be in a positive way. Now, don't get me wrong. People go through things. Friends argue, friends fight, things like that. But at the same time, it shouldn't be all the time. Like, it shouldn't be consistently you and this person just going at it over stupid stuff, petty stuff. And truth be told, I feel like you shouldn't even form relationships or form a friendship with a person and your morals and values aren't aligned with each other anyway. But not to get off the topic, I think that when it's time to let go, it's across the board. Not just when you're in a romantic relationship or a friendship, but like I said before, a job. I felt like I was at a job where it was not pushing me to be all that I can be. Like, I don't know if I talked about this on my show or not, but I had got fired from a job in 2015. I say laid off, but I got fired. And I was at this job for about 5.5 years. I was there for 5.5 years. And I had basically mastered this job to the point, y'all laughing at me, yes, I got fired. I had basically mastered this job. So in December 2015, December 1st, they fired me, right? They was like, Christina, we no longer need your services. And I was a case manager or whatever. And I was like, when I left there, I didn't know whether to be happy or sad. I was sad because, dang, you know, I had been making this money or whatever, this so-called easy money for 5.5 years. Or was I happy because they finally let me go? Because I felt like it was never going to come a time in my life where I quit this job. Like, I just want to be honest with y'all. Like, I had become so complacent in this job, and so many people kept telling me, like, my skills and my expertise and things, I should be doing something else. But again, like, the money was just easy. You know what I'm saying? If you making money, why would you even waste your time leaving a situation when it's just easy money? And I think that's one of my downfalls right now, is that I have become so complacent with making easy money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really sometimes, y'all, I really don't feel like going out here and really applying myself to certain things when I could just go do this job and the money will just come easy, but you know it's not enough money. So then you find yourself working all these different jobs. Yeah, it's easy once you get to the job, but dang, it's really hard when you working 4 and 5 hustles or whatever just to come out with one good situation. When you could really go out into the world, take all your skills, everything you've been through, and really apply yourself like you should. Like, real rape, you should just take everything you got going on. And so the problem with me, and I'm honest enough and confess it on here, is that I'm not really lazy, but I don't really like doing things that require a whole lot of skill, right? I don't. This is why I stay in my field. Because it's easy. Like, I know how to master my hustle. I know how to master the social service field in order for it to provide for my lifestyle. The part that becomes, I guess, difficult for me is that it ain't enough money for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I'm getting too old to be going here, there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so now it's like, you know what, Christina, maybe it's time for you to let go. Let God and let go, pray on it, and keep it pushing. And that's where I'm at right now, y'all. Like, I'm really at the point in my life now where I'm ready to let go of something that I have been accustomed to for over 10 years and really invest in myself. Now, I think I told everybody that I took a chance on myself and I opened up a store. And unfortunately, my ex-husband, he destroyed the store to hurt me, right? And so when that happened, I felt like I failed. And so many people like, you ain't failed, you know, things happen. And I'm like, I did fail because something that I put all of my heart into, all of my energy into, all of my money into, for me to walk away with absolutely nothing. Like, I didn't get anything out of that but more bills. No lie, like storage bills. You know, I'm still paying on certain things or whatever that I had put into the store. And so that in itself was a very big discouragement. And after I lost the store, I ain't gonna lie to you, I was like, you know what, I'm going back to work. Like, I don't got time for this. Like, even though I had my transportation business, I had kind of given up on that too. Like, I got to the point with my transportation company where I was just like, you know what, I got my customers. I ain't trying to go out here and get no new customers. I'm just going to rock out with what I had, go back to work full time, and then whoever called to book a trip, I'll book a trip. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I was with it. Unfortunately for me, yeah, it's not working. And I'm not happy. I'm like borderline miserable in my job. And it's starting to become depressing in like my personal life too, because I got to the point now I'm like, man, I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of doing that. I'm tired of not having this. I'm tired of not having that, because I'm so used to having money all the time that now it's gotten to the point where it's like, you know what? It's time for me to make a real decision in my life. You know what I mean? I'm 35 years old, and it's like I still have a whole lot of work in me, and I basically given up on myself. You know what I mean? I've given up on my dreams, on my goals, because of that one failure. Like, I don't do well with failure, y'all. That's another confession. I don't do well with it. It messes with my morale. It deteriorates me, like, in the inside. Like, it really does. And I don't really be knowing how to kick back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be really knowing how to get back into it. You know what I mean? And I'm be honest with y'all, and this might be a bad thing, but besides my kids, I don't really care about nothing else. Like, I really don't. You know what I'm saying? And I go as hard as I do because of them. Without them, nothing else even makes sense. Like, nothing makes sense. So I feel like I gotta go hard and I gotta be successful on the strength of my children. Because I feel like, hey sis, I feel like, you know, they need me. You know what I mean? They need me at my best. And I want them to try anyway to avoid all the mistakes that I made and just go for it and believe in themselves way younger than me. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna take this away from my ex-husband at all. Like, he really put the battery in my back to go out and invest in myself. And I think that's one of the reasons why he did what he did to me, because he knew that once I got out here and he put that battery in my back, it was no looking back. And his whole intention was to break my spirit, and he did. He broke me. And I know when I get on live or I get on a podcast and when I write stuff on Facebook, you look at me and like, oh, sis strong. But truth be told, behind the scenes, like, I'm a real broken person. And I was talking to someone and they were like, well, when are you going to just let go? Like, when are you going to stop holding on to the hurt that he caused you and just really move on with your life? And I feel like that's one of the reasons why I'm not successful, because I continue to hold on and I harbor old feelings, not just with him, but like with a lot of people. And unfortunately, right, you're never going to get that I apologize, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Like, that's what I'm really waiting for from a couple people. And it's so messed up that I really am, like, stuck in this rut, which I call quicksand. Like, I'm in quicksand because of me harboring on old feelings and how I feel about people and how I feel people treated me and did me wrong or whatever. But on the flip side of it, all of that hurt and frustration and anger is the reason why I go so hard, because people really will see you and look at you and be thinking that one situation is going to end you. Like, you never going to come back from it. And I surprise people every time. Let me tell you something. After my car accident, if I could get out of a wheelchair and learn how to walk again like I'm a newborn baby or an infant, then I know that I can master anything. But I feel like a lot of the hurt and the pain that I have been caused and endured, I feel like is the reason why I can't progress the way I need to. You know what I mean? Like, outside looking in, you would feel like, oh, she doing her thing, oh, she's successful. But in my opinion, I could be doing so much better. I could be doing so much more. Unfortunately, you know, like, I just got a lot of baggage. And that song by Erykah Badu, Bag Lady, when I was a kid, I never really knew what that meant. But if anybody was born in the 80s and grew up in the 90s and you know that song and you remember the video, in the video, all the ladies was carrying like all these bags. And that's really me. I got a bag for this person. I got a bag for that person. I got a bag for this person. And I found it so easy to just blame other people for my problems or whatever, instead of taking on my problems head on and just keeping it pushing. You know, I've basically allowed things that I've gone through in my life to fester, and it's basically became like a disease. You know what I mean? And it's like a disease that just spread all over your body. And truth be told, if it wasn't for my kids, y'all, I probably would be like in a mental institution. No lie. Like, and I'm just keeping it a being, like, but I keep my sanity, you know, Allahu Akbar. I keep my sanity, you know, because of my faith and because I know that there are two people in the world that need me the most. And they don't need me in no straitjacket and no mental institution. They need me to be okay. And I told my daughter that the other day, she 11. On Tuesday, I really had to take a day off, y'all. I had to really sit back and look at my life like, yo, sis, you really need to let this pain go because it's killing you. And it is. Like, I literally have anxiety all day. Like, it's awful. And when I took off on Tuesday and I sat back and I thought about my life, and when my daughter came home from school, she was like, Mom, why you was home all day? And I was like, I wasn't feeling well. She was like, you wasn't feeling well, you don't look sick. I'm like, no, I'm like, I have like a sickness in my heart. And she was like, well, what that mean? And I was like, well, it's too much to explain, but just know that I stay on top of things and I stay sane because I know you and your brother need me. You know what I mean? And y'all don't really got time for me to be out here looking crazy. So with that being said, you know, I keep my faith, I stay prayed up, and I keep it pushing. But I know deep down inside that I really have to let go of all of this hurt that I'm harboring around, because life is short, you know what I mean? And I know for a fact that this disease of like being bitter and hateful and mean and nasty is really just going to fester, and it's going to wind up like killing me. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, you know what? I need to really take a step back. And so I decided to go back to counseling. I feel like a stranger can kind of help me a little bit better than the average person that I know personally. Because sometimes I'll be talking to my friends and I love them, but truth be told, like, they don't understand me. And it's not for them to understand. Like, it's really for me to figure out on my own and get the type of help that I need, and not be ashamed to lay it down or lay it all out on the table and then try to build my blocks up. Like, I be so busy trying to fix everybody else's life and trying to figure out everybody else's situation, where I'm still trying to figure out my own. You know what I mean? And I'm not afraid to say it on camera, on live, or whatever. Like, I'm really not afraid to speak on, you know, what I be going through. Because, like, what I be going through is real. You know what I mean? And I put on a good face because I have to. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't nobody want to hear your problems. People got their own problems to deal with. So, like, why would somebody want to sit there and counsel you and what you got going on, unless that's actually what they, you know, what they're getting paid to do? So, let me see what everybody is saying. I got some comments. Sean said, peace and prosperity to you, Queen. Love on purpose. Oh, thanks, Sean. Walaikum salam, Rhonda. All right, I got a lot of comments in my live, y'all. Hold on. Hello, I'm here for it. Hey, Taya. Yes, I swear this is the type I need to hear. Oh, I read that. I think I'm scared to let go because he all I know for the last 7 years. And that's true, too, Taya. Like, I get it. You know, like, I'm be honest with y'all. In my last marriage, I did not want to leave my marriage. Like, I really was holding on. Not because he was all I knew, but because I felt like being married was just the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you get to be a certain age, you don't have time to be going from man to man to man to man, especially when you got kids. You know what I mean? And then when you have children, you know, and you weren't married with these children, it's like, how many men you know going to take on the responsibility of someone else's kids? So I stayed, you know what I mean? I'm like, you know, I'm going to work it out. I'm going to keep it pushing. I'm going to just overlook a lot of the little nut stuff that he do. But it got to a point in my life where I was like, you know what? This is not normal. Like, I have to let go. But I get it. 7 years is a long time to be with someone. But you know what I heard Steve Harvey say on his show before? This lady had wrote in on a strawberry letter, and she was talking about how she been with this man for 10 years. She loved him, but she knew that he wasn't the right person to be with. And you know what Steve Harvey said? Very plain and simple. He asked her, he said, do you want to go through what you're going through another 10 years from now? And I literally listened to that, and I was like, that's some deep stuff. Like, he ain't say too much of anything. He was very simple with it. Like, do you want to go through your life, like the way you live in your life right now, whatever you going through, whether it's with a man, not with a man, whatever you going through in your life, if you have the opportunity to change it and you don't, can you see yourself going through the same stuff 10 years from now? And I had to think about it with my own life. Like, I wasn't even married to my husband for 10 years. I think I was married to him for like 2 years at this point. And I was thinking to myself, like, can I see myself going through this kind of nonsense with someone for another 2 years? Like, I truly believe you could do bad by yourself. You don't need to be with somebody and be stressed out. Like, life in itself is stressful. You get what I'm saying? You don't need to be with somebody who's not bringing no substance to your life, stressing you out. You looking bad out here. You skinny. Your hair falling out. Like, you just... This person is not bringing no good to you. You know what I'm saying? But you staying with them just because you're afraid to see what's out there. And I ain't even going to hold you. Like, if I had to determine between what's out here and staying with my husband, knowing ain't nothing out here, I still would leave. Because I'm truly okay with being alone. I know that sounds bad. You know, as a Muslim, I really shouldn't think that way. But the way that these men out here are set up nowadays, like, I've really become accustomed to being alone. Like, sometimes alone is okay. My girlfriend told me, she was like, maybe you take this time out to date yourself. You know what I mean? Get to know who you are. Because trust and believe, when you are married, when you're with someone, you have children, you work, you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. You lose yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know who you are anymore. Especially when you stay with a man that you said that you would never be with. Or when you listen to your girlfriend complain about her situation. You like, I would never be in that situation. And then you find yourself in that type of situation. Like, that stuff is real. But I need to let go. We all do. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? Can nobody tell you when to let go. That's when you're going to have to determine when it's time for her to let go. And the only time you're going to know when it's time to let go is when you're ready. That's it. Like, can't nobody tell you, oh, girl, don't be with him. I don't believe in it. Like, I'm not leaving a situation unless I know that I'm ready to leave a situation. Sometimes we leave situations prematurely and we don't even realize that we could have stayed and worked it out, depending on the situation. I don't know. You know what I mean? That's up to you to determine. My commitment. Wait, Danielle, you said my commitment. What you mean? Hey, sis. Deb on both lives. Yeah, I feel like I'm in a toxic relationship. Listen, and if you feel like you're in a toxic relationship, only you could determine it. You know what I'm saying? Only you could say, I don't need to be here. Like, listen, y'all. I've decided that I'm not going to be around anyone or be in a relationship with anyone who treats me less than I treat myself. Like, I love me. You feel me? I genuinely love me. So with that being said, right, I'm not going to be with someone who I know is going to treat me less than I treat myself. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Walaikum salam. Hey, boo. Sana. Hey, Sana. I keep saying, where is my entourage? All parties should benefit. Hey, Janie. I got fired from every job I work. Listen, sis. Okay, the one I'm at now is probably the longest I've ever been at a job, and really am like working hard to stay there because I love the people that I service. Truth be told, we was all young. Yeah, we are, but at the same time, I feel like when you get to be 30 and older, it's time to like change the narrative. Like, it's really time for you to start doing something different. Let me see. Walaikum salam. I hate to lose two sis. I really do. It like does something to my soul. Like, I do not like losing to anything or anyone. And I definitely don't like feeling defeated, especially when it's at the expense of my hard work. You know what I mean? Like, you could really put the work in and really see your results if you had patience. And I think right now it's really hard for me to have patience because of my current situation. So when you're in a bind or when you're in a situation and you feel like, you know what I mean, you gotta dig yourself out real fast, you don't really have time to be defeated, or you don't even really have time to be waiting on nothing. You know what I mean? You just try and go get it. Hey, Bora. Hey, Angel. Hey, Shakira. It's hard to let go of hurt when you really love someone and move on. That's true, Anetta. Don't call yourself broken. You are exactly how Allah made you. You're strong, and Allah doesn't place anything on you that you can't handle. Things only break after being weak. MashaAllah. Hey, Rukaya. Assalamu alaikum. That's my song. Girl, it's the truth. Wa alaikum salam. Hey. Hey, Miss Red. How are you? Subhanallah. Hey, Mom. Latanya, Caleb. Assalamu alaikum. That's a great start. Hey, sis. And you grow comfortable who want to start over, especially with kids. You do grow comfortable. And that's how I was feeling like, dang, I got these 2 big behind kids. Lord knows there are a lot of work. So anybody that come into the situation, you going to have these expectations of him. But at the same time, it's like, when I talk to my kids and my kids express that they're not happy either, it's like, so I've just basically allowed my kids to be sad and mad. Or even my son felt like, Mom, you deserve better. Like, when a 13-year-old tell you something like that, that's when you know it's real. And I've never been the type of woman who would choose to be in a relationship knowing that my kids felt strongly about it. Some women do. I'm not knocking you. That's your business. But me personally, I feel like my children are like my anchors. Like, they are the ones who keep me motivated when things go bad with me. Like, they're the ones that's rocking and rolling no matter what the circumstances are. When that man destroyed that building, who helped me pack my store up 2 days in a row? My daughter. And at the time, I think she was like 9 years old. She wasn't even that old yet. Like, she helped me, load up my van and pack up all my stuff. And my 2 kids were the ones who helped pack up the stuff when we were moving out my house and put all of the storage stuff in storage. Like, my son did that, and he was 13 at the time. You know what I mean? So who am I to turn my back on my children? Like, if they feel strongly about something, they're the deal breakers. And that's just me. Again, I'm not knocking nobody, but that's just how I rock and roll. It's so peaceful. It's called a peace of mind. You absolutely right, Mike. It is called a peace of mind. And I need it. I need it bad, y'all, because I am like, I don't even know if it's a word for it. I'm being very vulnerable tonight. Like, I don't even know if it's a word for what I'm going through mentally and emotionally or whatever, and it ain't for nobody to help me repair nothing. And I'm so glad, alhamdulillah, that I'm old enough and mature enough to know that what I'm going through can no man fix. You get what I'm saying? Because I remember being younger and going through something, you know what I mean, or being hurt and looking to a man to make me feel better. Like, that ain't even this. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm going through is going to require, like, prayer, letting go of a lot of the resentment that I have towards people, and really learning how to love myself better. Like, that's it. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't no man and no forecast. Like, or any other person that I feel like can't bring no substance. And maybe it will cause me to lose more friends. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I posted something like a couple days ago, maybe a week ago, and I said, I'm done, maneuvering and being what other people want me to be. Like, I'm going to be myself. I'm going to live in my truth, no matter how terrible and horrible some of my stories are. Like, I'm going to own it, and I'm going to keep it pushing. You know what I mean? And I'm not looking for no reassurance or assurance from anyone. Like, nobody. You know what I'm saying? But me. That's it. And just asking that my Lord is pleased with me. And that's that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't ask or require much of anything else, because everything else, truth be told, is too exhausting. Like, it's to the point now where sometimes I'll be like going in circles. And truthfully, in these last week or so, like, I was like, man, I'm tired. You know what I mean? I might take some losses. I might be in a little bind, for a little while, but it ain't worth my peace of mind. It ain't worth my sanity. It's just not, because no lie, y'all, Tuesday morning when I got up, I was feeling really, really bad. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I can't go on like this. This is like killing me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the shaitan locked up, but I feel like he constantly on my back, and it's so hard to shake him or shake it when you are like, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. 1 foot in is I'm trying to do what's right, trying to practice my religion properly, trying to fear my Lord as much as I can. And then the other foot out is, I know what I need to do, but if I do this, it will help this. But knowing that this may not be entirely right, this may not be entirely okay, but it'll make me feel good for the moment. Like that's where I was at. And I'm like, you know what? This ain't working for me. You know what I'm saying? Like this isn't okay. You know what I mean? And if I'm going to consider myself to be a role model, whether I want to be or not, you know what I'm saying? I have to make sure that I'm always, or trying to always do what's right. Am I perfect? No. Am I going to go through things? Yes. Am I going to make mistakes? Absolutely. But if I can avoid these things and not just dive into situations just because I feel like it's going to satisfy me for that moment, then I feel like my life could get a little bit more easier and a little bit more happier. But if you just constantly just doing things for the moment, just for instant gratification, unfortunately, like there's no longevity in it, especially when it comes to your happiness and your peace of mind, because it might feel good for the moment, but later on you be feeling like crap. And truth be told, I've made some mistakes in these last few months where I'm just like, dang, like it seemed like it was all right at that time, but now I'm thinking back like that was the wrong thing to do. You know what I'm saying? That was just not a good thing to do. That just wasn't smart, Christina. Like, you got to do better. You know what I mean? And I've said this so many times that I feel like whatever I was doing in my 20s, it's just not okay in my 30s unless it was actually very productive. Like anything that was just like counterproductive or didn't bring no substance to my life or was not beneficial to me, my children, or my future, it's like, why were you even partaking in it? Like, why were you even doing it? Like when you knew that it just wasn't right. I'm trying to. Hey, bro. Hey, Sauda. Hey, how you doing in the booth? I'm good. So true. Yeah. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. May Allah allow us Muslims to grow, become better Muslims. May Allah give us all tawfiq. Ameen. So yeah, that's where I'm at, y'all. Like, I really think that there are times when I really should be doing something better, you know, with my time. Like, even when it comes down to social media, like, I feel like sometimes I'll be on social media for what? Like, wasting time when I could be doing something else productive. Like, I wrote a book. I don't know if y'all saw that I posted it. I really haven't done any marketing and promotion for this book because I really wanted to pull it off the shelf and go back and revise the book, because even though it was pretty good, it wasn't my best. And I don't know how many times, y'all, I have sat down to start writing on this book and I stopped. For whatever reason. Thanks, bro. Shukran. Walaikum salam. Hey, boo. Just keep doing what's best for you. And that's all I could do. So I was writing my book, y'all. I published it. I self-published, actually. I self-published my book, 10 Confessions of a Strong Philly Girl, right? And it was basically a spinoff of my podcast. I'm also trying to get into writing a memoir of my life. And I started writing it, and it got to be too depressing. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. Like, it got to be, I was tapping into feelings that I didn't even know I had. And so when I came up with 10 Confessions of a Strong Philly Girl, it was really just supposed to be a self-help book, like, right? A book on things that I have come to know that really, really helped me. Far as staying strong, being resilient as I am, and learning how to just keep it pushing. And when I went back to revise the book, I felt like, oh man, no, I should have put this in there. Then I should have put that in there. Then I should have put this in there. And then next thing you know, I'm like, all right, I'm just going to take the book off the shelf altogether and really work on it and put something better out or whatever, right? And basically, decided to do a giveaway, right? And the giveaway is actually going to be on my show, and it's going to be for people who call in. I think I'm doing caller number 8, right? So June 14th, I didn't mention this, but June 14th, I'm doing a giveaway on my show. But you have to call in and you have to be the 8th caller. So I said a part of the giveaway was going to be my book, right? And so I said, all right, I'm giving myself till June 14th to have this book together. But because I find it so hard to let go other things that are frivolous, that require too much of my energy, I have yet to apply myself into going back and finishing this book or revising this book. And so now I find myself once again complacent and just basically wrote the whole book off. And it's a really good book, y'all. Like, it's really good. But I don't know if that's like a mixture of laziness or just the fact that the book is requiring me to really expand my brain and do a lot of thinking. I'm not really sure why, but I have yet to go back to this book. And so now I'm like, okay, time is ticking. I got 30 days or whatever from now to get this book rolling, and I have yet to do it. And you can might as well add this book on to the other list of things that I don't get done. You know, and I feel like that's another reason why my transportation business isn't, you know, that successful, because I just don't be applying myself. And I feel like the reason why I don't is because I just got too much going on, right? And then when you go on social media, you be seeing all these people and you like, dang, like that really could be me when it comes to success. But for some reason, I'm just like stuck in a rut, if that makes any sense. And I mentioned like earlier, quicksand. Like, I feel like, you know how like quicksand, you getting yourself out, but it's sucking you back in. You getting yourself out, you suck in, it's sucking you back in. Like, that's my life. Like, I be getting myself out of situations, and then because of something that I wasn't consistent with or I didn't stay on top of, I find myself right back to where I was at. So I don't really know how to keep the morale going, because there's so many things that's holding me down. Can y'all agree? Like, does anyone agree with me, or am I just like out here alone when it comes to being like super complacent and super comfortable and not wanting to be in uncomfortable situations? Because I feel like that goes for relationships too. Like, we stay in relationships. Why? Because we're comfortable. We're used to the person. Oh my God, I gotta go out here and meet somebody new, and now I'm gonna have to tell them my whole life story all over again. That's why I miss my ex so much. Like, I really miss him, because I could really be myself around him. Like, he knew everything about me. I knew everything about him. I didn't have to pretend to be nobody else. Like, I could just be myself, and he was okay with it. You know, nowadays, it's like everybody's a fraud. You don't know who real. Everybody be lying. People be like, oh, I got your best interest at heart. Next minute, they don't. You know what I mean? Then you find yourself starting over. Like, come on. No, I feel the exact same way. Yes, it's like, Sams. Yes, sis, that's how I feel. So I would have like, why does it have to be that way though? Like, why? Why can't things just be normal? Like, why does things have to be so freaking like complicated? Finishing school and starting my funeral home. You know what, Sauda? Let me tell you something. Inshallah, I got 5 more classes before I hit my master's. When I look at my transcripts, yo, I didn't post this, but I'll post it or whatever. But I was looking at my transcripts. I was at Lincoln in 2012, right? I was at Lincoln University getting my master's in 2012. Now, keep in mind, yo, I graduated in my undergrad in 2007. 2007. And, girl, ain't nothing wrong with you. It's called life. It's life. 2007, I graduated undergrad. I was pregnant with my daughter, so I was like, all right, I'm going to have my baby, and then I'm going to go back to school. Never went back, never went back, never went back. I finally go back 2012, right? Okay, go back. I'm still ripping and running the streets. I get all Fs. That whole year, I get all Fs. I'm like, man, F it. All right, a year later, I go to another school. I think it was Capella. Go to Capella. Didn't work out. Go to community, take all these little elective classes because I'm really going to get serious, right? Never finish. Forget where I went in after that. Oh, I tried to get into Whitener, but I didn't get in. So then last year, I was like, you know what? This is my year. I'm going to enroll in the school, and I'm going to finish. And even throughout this entire time that I've been in Lincoln getting my master's degree, I've wanted to give up. Like, I never forget my professor. She's a female. I love her. She was like, yo, you ain't dropping out this time. Like, you're going to finish. You're going to finish what you need, what you started, and that's that. And I'm like, you know what? You right. I'm determined to get this master's degree. Like, I don't care what's going on. And look, y'all done saw me. I tore my meniscus in August. That was the beginning of the semester. I was going to class on crutches. Turned around, had surgery in October. Still kept going to school. Like, I was not letting nothing come between me and my goals at this point. So I feel like sticking with my master's is a start. Scheduling an appointment to go back to therapy is another start. Like, what I have to learn too is that everything is not going to happen the moment you want it to happen. And that goes along with letting go. Okay, you let go, right? So don't think once you let go of that, whatever it is, that you're going to turn right around and jump into something new. No, you got to give yourself time to heal. If it's a bad relationship, toxic relationship, give yourself time to heal from that. If it's you just getting out of debt, all right, cool, I'm out of debt now, all right, let me chill, let me relax, let me make some money, let me see my money right now, you know what I'm saying, before I jump into getting something else, you know what I mean, like, take your time with stuff. And I know it's easier said than done, because I have like a million things going on right now in my life, but that's what works for me. But the other part to that is that you're unable to master something if you're overloading yourself with other things. Like, we have to sit down and really write things out, plan things. That's why when you start a business, they always say write a business plan, because you can have all these goals, all these dreams, and all these things that you want to do for your business, Saudi, your funeral home, but if that stuff ain't on paper, it ain't concrete. It's just up here. And when it's up here mixed up in a million other things that you got going on in your brain. So once you're able to really organize things in your life, let go all the negativity, let go this person, that person, let go maybe this job that I know I ain't making no money at, you know what I'm saying? But it basically is putting a band-aid on whatever I got going on. Maybe you need to let that joint go. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we be blocking our own blessings. And I know for a fact I be blocking my own blessings. Once you get your mental health in check, you're going to soar. Too much trauma got you like this. Got you all like this. That's so true. It does. It really, really do. Like, I have so much crazy stuff that went on in my life, even in the last year. But in the last 35 years, y'all can't even imagine. Like, when I tell you I have a life that you could literally write the best memoir, novel, sci-fi, whatever you want to call it, you could literally write a really great story based on my life. You can, because from birth up until this point, it has been nothing but a roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? And it's finally time for me to really take control of my life. And I dictate what goes, well, not me, but allow Allah to dictate what goes on in my life, and stop thinking that, you know, I have all the answers, instead of just taking my questions to my Lord. Christina, why don't I have it already? What's wrong with me? No, Sauda, ain't nothing wrong with you. No magic wands in life, but coming from the street life, having money and power make you forget the world don't work like that. And that's so true. When you live in a certain lifestyle or whatever, when you live in a certain lifestyle and the money coming like this, you know what I'm saying? And you hold a certain position or whatever the case may be, and then when all that stuff go away and you gotta get out here and really work for it, that's a new experience in itself. You get what I'm saying? Even if you was out here working, but your job really didn't pay nothing, it just was something to do, you kind of find yourself, you know what I'm saying, really like out here just going in circles trying to figure out your way. My mom said, as the saying goes, let go and let God. I mean, yeah, that's true, but you also have to, I guess, allow yourself to let go. And unfortunately for me, I look to people for some sort of satisfaction or whatever. You so working. I look to people for some sort of satisfaction, and I guess when I don't get it from them or whatever, it just kind of turn me off from people, and it make me feel like people aren't really worth my time or my energy, and that's just how I feel. And then I allow those situations to like basically overcome my life, and I guess it kind of like drags me down. And in that process of being dragged down, I find myself not being able to get out of the rut until I become, completely at rock bottom. And I think that, you know what, and I'm going like kind of leave it off with this conversation, that sometimes rock bottom isn't so bad. Like rock bottom, being at the bottom, being at the point of desperation, maybe not be so bad. Because once you get to that point where you're always at the bottom, I mean, where else could you go? It's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, where else could you be? Where else could you be when you're at the bottom? Nowhere else. All you could do now is just pray and ask God, ask Allah to give you the strength to get back up, dust yourself off, and keep it pushing. But I truly believe that it comes a time in your life where you have to just let things go. And I'm ready at that point. Like, I'm really tired of being angry at people. I'm tired of being resentful. I'm tired of being bitter. You know what I mean? Like, it's killing me. Like, no lie. Like, I'm not even being funny. I'm not exaggerating. Like, it literally is killing me to hold on to all of this hurt. I gotta go and prepare for my finals. Love you, Christina. May Allah allow you to be at ease within all your endeavors. Ameen. And I ask Allah, inshallah, for the same thing for you. Allah, ameen. So I'm going to end off, right? I got about 13 minutes left. But I want to end it off. I was trying to find something to read to y'all. And I tried to find some sort of solutions for us. Like, I don't want it just to be all about spilling out my guts, and then I'm not talking about, what we can do going forward. Like, what's the plan of action? So I looked up on bustle.com, and I typed in being complacent, right? And they gave us some tips on what we could do to try to get out of being complacent within yourself. And it says, here are things you could do to feel more comfortable with who you are. And if one thing they said was take care of yourself. And that's true, because a lot of us don't. If you're a parent, that goes for mothers and fathers. If you work, if you own your own business, if you have goals, you have dreams. Sorry, y'all. We don't take care of ourselves. We don't take into consideration of self-care. That should always be the number one priority. You know what I'm saying? No matter who you are, you should always want to take care of yourself first. That's number one. Number two, meditate to figure out what ails you. Meditate to figure out what ails you. Sometimes, right, I know people who meditate and they just sit there and they just go to places where they're most comfortable, where they could be most vulnerable, and they just sit there and they just sit in silence. And that's something that I'm not saying I want to like actually meditate, but maybe taking some time out to really just be quiet. Don't have to talk. Don't gotta say nothing to nobody and none of that. Number three is do things that make you happy. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to have to really dig deep, y'all, to figure out what makes Christina happy, because I don't know. Outside of my children, I don't know what makes me happy. Like, knowing that they're happy, they're taken care of, they're okay, is what truly makes my heart smile. Seeing them being the best people that they can be makes my heart smile. But at the same time, once they're grown and they out the house, then what? You know what I mean? Now you stuck like, okay, well, what am I supposed to be doing with my life now? You know what I mean? So I think that now is the time for me to really figure out, like, what makes Christina happy? What makes you smile outside of your children or outside of being Muslim? Like, what makes you really genuinely happy? Like, is it just having that favorite ice cream sundae, or is it going to the mall and buying yourself? Like, I don't even want it to be about material things at this point. You know what I'm saying? No food, no clothes, no bags. I told you I got a fetish for bags, but I really don't even want it to be about that. Like, I really want it to be something bigger. You know what I mean? Something that is sustainable, something that's going to really bring me genuine joy. Like, that's what I'm looking for. Number 4 is learn to love your physical flaws. So I would say the things that I really don't like about myself is my gut. Like, I could lose it, and then the moment I eat a daggone burger, here it comes creeping back up on me. I hate that I have adult acne. That drives me crazy. Sometimes I don't even like looking in the mirror at myself because I really truly hate my skin. At one point in time when I was younger, I had like the best skin ever. So this says learn to love your physical flaws. That I would say that's something that I would have to work on, because that ain't nothing that I could do overnight. Number 5 is embrace your unique personality. And me personally, it may not seem like it, but I'm the type of person that really cares about what other people think of me. I don't know why, I just do. I'm extremely vain or whatever, and sometimes shallow. So I really sometimes internalize how people feel about me. And instead of me just accepting it and moving on like, oh, well, I internalize it and then I'm quick to react. You know what I mean? And that goes along with, I guess, having some sort of low self-esteem about myself. Because the moment someone says something about me, I feel the need to react. I feel the need to respond. And I really want to get to a point in my life where I don't. And number 6 is learn how to be alone with yourself. I just was talking about it. You know what I mean? Especially for those of us who find it hard to let go of a spouse or a significant other that you know is toxic. You know, learning to be okay with being alone. Like, really being able to say, you know what, I'm okay with being by myself. You know what I mean? Sometimes it do get lonely. I ain't gonna front. But I would rather be alone than be in a situation that I know is not going to bring me no happiness. It's not going to strengthen my religion. It's not going to bring me no sort of comfort at nighttime, in the daytime, in the middle of the day. Like, this situation is just nothing. All I can say is I'm with somebody. Like, it has to be more to life than you saying you're just with someone just to be with them. So, learning to be by yourself, y'all. So I think that was it. So that's it. All right, y'all. I love you guys always and forever. I really do appreciate everyone always tuning in. Look out for my book, 10 Confessions of a Strong Philly Girl. Always look out for that. Right now I'm booking for my transportation business, On the Go Transit. If you're thinking about planning a trip between now and in the summertime, get with me. Make sure y'all too, I posted I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, make sure y'all sign up for my my text message campaign. All you gotta do is hit the link on my page or whatever. I'm not going to overload y'all with stupid messages. I'm not, but I am doing a contest June 14th. I'm going to do a basket, and the basket is going to have a lot of cool things, and then I'm giving away free to my 8th caller. You have to be able to call in. I didn't even tell you the number today, but it's 856-225-9200, June 14th. Don't forget. All right. So y'all already know who I be, y'all favorite Philly girl, and you already know on what WCMD radio. You already know. Peace, y'all.